Hey everyone, welcome to Horrible Gaming. My name is Nora, and on today's video we are continuing my coastal vintage castle city island. If you're new here, first of all, welcome to my channel. I do a ton of Animal Crossing content and a lot of simulation and cozy gaming, so I hope you stick around. Secondly, also I have been documenting this whole entire island's build process, so if you want to go see how everything else has been done, I definitely recommend checking out my other videos. So two things as we get started on today's video. The first important thing is I am so sorry there's going to be a ton of transitions at the first few minutes of this video. For some reason I had some corrupted footage and a lot of resolution issues, but I did try to piece together and salvage as much as the footage in the beginning of this build as possible, so bear with me. But the build is really straightforward. I mean, we're just layering with storefronts, pergola, and then on the top terraform with medieval items. I'm using 3 of each to create the main structure of the cafe, so that's pretty much what sums up the beginning of this video and how to get the beginning structure started. And then next, I really thought a cute idea would be doing something kind of like my bakery, like you could see inside of the store. So I'm kind of do a similar idea to this, but a little bit of a different layout, so it's not going to be technically interactive, but it still gives that illusion that you can see inside. So I thought it'd be really cool to show a alternative idea and solution if you don't have as much space like we did on the bakery. So as we get this build prepped up to start that inside illusion that we will be creating, I just want to quickly let y'all know that this video is going to be a lot shorter today. I sadly got in a accident. Don't worry, I'm okay. I am going to be very careful about the words that I use because I don't want YouTube to flag my videos, but let's just say it was not a good accident and I'm in a lot of pain on my finger, and it was really hard to build today and just record. If you want to know what happened, go check out my community post. But it's just really hard to build and play video games right now just because it's in such an awkward spot in one of the hands that I use every single day. Definitely not the best way to start the new year, as I was hoping to post pretty much every other day like we used to on the channel. So now of course my content is going to be delayed again just because of this accident, but I pinky promise once I heal up I will be back to posting as often as possible, so just bear with me. I definitely don't want to overdo it and cause even more damage to the accident that I had. Anyways, back to the build. I thought that today's build was actually really challenging to do. As you can see, I have been adjusting the furniture constantly to kind of just make sure everything levels up. Once I got the main structure done, that's when the fun really started to happen, because I am a sucker for all the coastal-like items and just, fish items in general. I just think they're really nice on the game, so when we got the main structure done, I was very excited for that. Another important thing I want to let y'all know, I did not have time today to finish the left side of the build and also the very top level. And I think my top level behind the medieval walls is just going to be something as simple as 2 pergolas, just like I did at the entry. I need to salvage as much space behind this build since it's technically connecting to the boat port that you see next door, and I actually have some terraform with a bridge that is connecting behind this, and I need to expand that terraform out, so I need to have plenty of room to be able to do that. I actually ended up removing that bridge like I mentioned on the previous video of this island for something with a castle gate and waterfall coming through. I'm not sure how I feel about it yet, but the bridge just felt really awkward for that location, so I'm just gonna make do with it and hope for the best. But if I can make the bridge work, I'll absolutely change it back, but we'll just have to see how my space is looking when I return back to that area. Anyway, so many of y'all have been asking for different cafe and shop ideas while using the castle items, so I'm really hoping that the last 2 videos have been very inspirational for y'all. If there's any other builds you really hope to see on this island, please do let me know in the comments section. I'm always reading the comments and looking at that feedback, but I had so much fun building this today. I just thought it ended up turning out really cozy and it suited the theme really well. Plus, I thought it was a great transition from that boat area from our previous video, so y'all let me know what you think about it. Okay, so I ended up transitioning a little bit ahead into this footage just because I changed my mind a bajillion times with the items. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. I also ended up swapping out the bistro table for a different color and I also swapped out all the metal and wood chairs for the iron garden chairs and table set. I just thought it looked better with this build and brought in more of the brown tones that I've been using throughout the island. But of course, if you like the metal chairs, definitely use them. Do whatever suits your theme best. That was just a personal preference that I ended up swapping later, which you'll see in a second once I transition to it. I think what I'll do in front of the cafe is a parking lot. I've been really wanting to implement more road usage onto the island since I really haven't used a lot yet. So this will definitely help introduce that and use more of that beautiful road code that I fell in love with. I absolutely have no idea how we're going to transition from this parking lot and just what my next step is to this build. If you're new here, I wing all of my builds in every single island that I create. Next video, hopefully you will see kind of how we transition from here and what the next addition to our island will be. But I really want this island's focus to be heavily on shops and different cafes. I usually never have space to do those because I focus a lot personally on my roads. I'm a huge sucker for road placement. And obviously when you do crazy road layouts, they take up quite a bit of space. So I'm determined to make sure I have a nice balance between both the shop builds and road usage. If space allows, I really do hope I can do some sort of a villager cul-de-sac. Those are my absolute favorite to create and have a really fun build in mind with the castle items. But again, it just really depends on how much space I have since the island is pretty much about, I want to say 70% done now. So I cannot believe how fast we have been working on this theme. It has really been fun. So after a few final touches in this area and also just expanding the road design out a little bit more, we're going to go ahead and transition and do a final walkthrough of the island progress. Just like I mentioned on previous videos, I'm going for like a vintage coastal kind of vibe. Over here, this is where I'm going to transition to a small park area. I haven't had any time to really think about how I'm going to finish that area off, but definitely hoping to record that soon. Then we're going to head over towards the right side from the airport, and this is where I start to kind of like transition to the downtown city sort of vibes. And this is my first interactive build, which is the bakery. I actually recorded this and you can check it out on one of my previous videos, but I'm trying my best to document as much of the build process as possible since so many of you are always constantly asking me how I plan out my islands or how I transition from different builds. And like I said before, it's definitely just me winging it and going with the flow, but I know seeing the process of a build definitely helps in just how the island build process on city islands go. Anyways, that's it for today. I hope today's build brought you a ton of inspiration for your island. Let me know what you think about the island build process so far in the comment section below. With that being said, thank you so much for watching and have a horrible day.